Welcome back to Open Source. We're here with Scott Ross. This really should be a 75-hour episode, but unfortunately, we only have 5 more minutes. I do want to get into your book because, with all your knowledge, it's not surprising that you actually are writing a book. So tell me about your book.
Well, one of the things that always gets me is that the people that write the history is his story, and so oftentimes it's not the truth, right? Like a lot of people think that Walt Disney was the most amazing character in the world, and he was absolutely brilliant, and he did wonderful things, and he was heartfelt and decent. It turns out that he was a Nazi sympathizer,
Right.
Elon Musk is the greatest individual in the world. Turns out that maybe he's not.
Mm.
Um, and so I wanted to set the record straight. And the record straight is, from Terminator to Titanic, the digital filmmaking revolution. And the title of the book is called Upstart. And it's really the story of my career, coming out of the Bronx and moving my way up to running a post-production facility in San Francisco, being hired by Lucasfilm, ultimately running 90% of the Lucasfilm enterprise, and then leaving and actually getting fired and winding up starting my own company, Digital Demand, with James Cameron and Stan Winston, and what I think the future might be like. So I'm looking for a publisher right now. I'm on the first sort of edit draft of the manuscript. We're about 275 pages in. I'm working with a woman who's helping me write it, and it's been a great experience, and at times been a difficult experience because I'm reliving some of the trauma that I went through while I was, sort of elbow to elbow and face to face with the likes of James Cameron, for example.
Yeah, no, I know you've told me some of those stories off camera. I mean, look, any publishers are out there, you'd be a fool not to publish this. So please get in touch with me and I'll connect you with Scott. But okay, so Scott, let's talk about why you wanted to write a book. Is it as simple as just wanting to get your experience on paper, or are there lessons? Like, what was the impetus?
Well, there's several things. One is to set the record straight. That's one, and tell the truth as the way I saw it and how it happened. To give the people that were really major, important players in the industry and moving this technology forward their due, and also lessons to be learned, so that if you're involved in any creative industry or a technical creative industry, that you could see by the mistakes that I made and what I've learned in retrospect, that maybe you won't walk into the landmines that I walked into.
And look, I will say, I am biased because we're buddies in real life, but I just think it's such a perfect topic. Like, it's your career, but if you think about how much technology is disrupting Hollywood, especially now, we've got you who's almost like a living history of the technology. It's like a perfect timing.
Yeah, I mean, I say the biggest lesson to be learned is win the war, not the battle.
Mm,
And that was a real problem that I had because I was a street kid from New York.
mm.
And so when I see something that's unjust or something that was not appropriate, I'll fight you tooth and nail to be able to set it right back on track to what the right thing should be. But sometimes Zen and the art of movie making allows one to be able to be even more effective than coming in with your dukes up.
Yeah, but it did get you as far as you got, which is, the highest level in the world. Okay, look, we've only got 45 seconds. I do have to end the show. Please come back. But what do you think is the biggest thing that we have to think about in terms of the future of storytelling?
Well, storytelling for me is always has been it needs to take me to a place that I've never been, or uncover emotions that have been covered up, or put me in touch with my heart and my soul. And if a story doesn't do that, then I don't think it's successful. And if it does all three of those things, you got a blockbuster. So the thing that we should be concerned about from a storytelling point of view, especially as the world sort of starts to evolve, hopefully, is that we need to start looking at the world as a global village. It's a place where all humans, we all live on this planet, and the stories that need to be told need to touch the hearts of Russians and French people and Native Americans, et cetera. And it can do that through wonderful storytelling.
Amazing. Thank you for coming, Scott, and please do come back.